So, did you grow up in the Bay Area?
I was born and raised in San Francisco, and then grew up. I stayed in the Bay Area. I moved to Redwood City. I'm now in San Jose right now. I've been in Sunnyvale, and so I'm just always in the Bay Area.
And did you always want to be a singer, or did you have music in your life? And
I did. For the love of it, I've always wanted to do that, and I didn't think of anything else, you know. But my dad, who was a tool and die man, he was the one that got all the stuff together with the tape recorder and showed me how to plug in this, plug in that. You want to record your voice, do this and do that, you know, all those chords and things like that. So that was cool. And every day after school, that's what I did. I used to come home and just mess around with playing along with the record player and singing along with it. We had a mic, you know, I had a microphone, a tape recorder, recording myself. And that's what I do when I come home from school. And then I do my homework. You know, so that's, God bless R&B.
But the homework was the last thing to do then at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. It was like 2 or 3 hours right after school, man. That's what I do. And then I recorded everybody in the household. One time I put the tape recorder on and left it on all day and just recorded everything that was going on in the household. Never told anybody about it. It was kind of neat. We had a reel to reel, so that was...
Reel to reel?
I like to do stuff like that.
And what was the first band that you played in? Did you play something?
The very first band I played with was called Newcastle 5, and we did a lot of English tunes, like, you know, they were not British, but they were into the, you know, that type of music.
So Rod, where did you grow up?
I grew up in my young years were in Eureka, California, Oakland, California. Then we moved to Marin, and that's where my vital years were spent in Marin.
In Marin, same here, and we talked about that as well, and specifically in San Rafael, I think, right?
Terra Linda.
In Terra Linda.
Well, San Rafael, I went to high school, San Rafael. By the way, 420 came from San Rafael High School. And I went my freshman year to San Rafael, then I was in the first graduating class from Terra Linda High. There were only sophomores and freshmen there when it was a brand new high school.
Yeah, I remember playing Terra Linda in football when I played at Drake.
Yeah, Drake. I recall Drake High School.
It's now called Archie Williams High School.
It was kind of a wild time in the Bay Area music scene at that time. There was the rock side of everything with Starship and Airplane, that kind of stuff. And then you had the other kind of horn band thing all happening at the same time, right?
Yeah, like when we played at the Fillmore the first time, I think we were the only horn band that actually had horns that played there, because everything was mostly guitars and things. But Bill Graham, this other band I was with at the time, it was only five pieces, I think. I forgot what we were called. And the girl that worked at the box office had Bill Graham come down and hear us at the drummer's house at that time. And that's how we got a gig at the Fillmore for the first time back then. God, I forgot what year that was. I forgot the name of the band too. But we just had like guitar, drums, bass, myself. Yeah, it was like a 5-piece band. And yeah, I think we played on a Wednesday night. And we did stuff like, oh God, I can't remember now. But just off the wall stuff. But Bill Graham liked us, and he took me aside there at the rehearsal place and goes, "Lydia, why don't you get rid of these guys and just go solo?" And I'm looking at him and I'm going, "What?" You know. And yeah, I didn't take the mind of that. But
Well,
anyway.
well, then did he hire you with that band, or did you?
Yeah, we did. We played on a Wednesday night or something. You know, I think we played with Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. It was some off night. Do you remember them?
No, I mean I don't. See, I didn't move.
Oh, you're a youngster, right?
Right? And I didn't get to the Bay Area until '80. So
Oh,
my whole experience of I'm living that time period through your eyes right now, because it fascinated me, because I really like the music, and the music scene at that time I think was the best music scene ever, from like 66, 7 to 72 was amazing in San Francisco.
yeah.
And
I gotta admit that, yeah.
yeah, and you were part of all of that.
When you first met Lydia Pense, was she in the Generation? Or I believe there was a band before that, right?
Yes. Prior to the Generation, their band was called the New Invaders. And I met her when they were called the Generation. A trumpet player named Greg Elberg lived in Marin County, and he was the one that said, you gotta try this out. And he drove me down the peninsula. I met Larry Field. It went from there.
Cold Blood is listed as originating in Oakland. That's really not the case, huh?
No, it's a South San Francisco, the peninsula, Palo Alto area, that Menlo Park, Palo Alto, East Palo Alto, or East Palo Alto, yeah, basically, down the peninsula. But Larry Field is from San Francisco.
Larry Fields was from San Francisco.
Yeah, his father, Martin Field, was the head of Hastings Law School. Had Rex written on his Rolls Royce, King, very wealthy. So Larry came from money.
Such a heavy thing, I can be on the highway just a second and skip in when I'm kissing.
You're the original bass player for Cold Blood, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
And in my opinion, Rod, you're right up there with Tower of Power's Rocco Prestia, Sly and the Family Stone's Larry Graham, the Grateful Dead's Phil Lesh, Jefferson Airplane's Jack Cassidy, and David Freiberg as being one of the most influential bass players in Bay Area history.
I know 90% of those folks you just mentioned.
Kiss anything you got next to.
When did Cold Blood form, and how did that all come about?
We got together, I think it was in 68 or so, and started from a group called The Generation, actually way before that. And we had two drummers, and the whole force was driven by Larry Field, who was the guitarist at that time. We had two drummers and a big band, about 3-4 horns and stuff, and we were called The Generation at that time. That was like, oh God, what was it, 65, maybe something like that. I was like just fresh out of, I was young, come to think of it. But yeah, that started that band, and we played around and stuff with that. and always enjoying the big band sound. I always liked a lot of horns and stuff like that. So that stayed with me. And I mean, I can't even remember all the different bands I was with, but it went from the generation from that time, it developed into Cold Blood, I think. So that's how that.
What you got, but y'all gave it to, and make that cold now that hot, cheap, with a run back moving, all the power, baby, in your hand, you got me humming, you got me humming, ooh, I wake up early and turn back to sleep. Even when I try to talk, when I try to speak, I try to walk in, but my feet start to run. You got me humming, you got me humming, yeah, oh yeah.
When you guys really started to make it, this was all around the time that all sorts of people in San Francisco, like the Airplane and a few other groups, were all playing for free. And is this how you guys came about? What was the story behind it? How'd you get
Well,
going?
there's a couple stories. Bill Graham heard us. We were playing at the Golden Gate Park. We played a couple freebies out there with. That was in the day when the Airplane and the Dead and Jimi Hendrix were playing out in the park. And also we played a gig with Janis Joplin out in Concord, in California. And we had done a little bit Piece of My Heart before she had released it. And they had already recorded it, though, and we were playing it too with background vocals and horns.
What'd you have to say about that? Yeah.
Well, she came out and said, "What the hell are you doing playing my tune, man?" But she turned Bill Graham onto us. She said, "Hey, Bill, there's this group out there."
You're gonna give it to me. Make my home that back. Gonna choose, gonna run right through me. I try to walk in, but my feet run. You got me humming. You got me humming. Lord, yeah, yeah,
So the intro to the song "I Want to Make Love to You," your bass line on that,
Yeah.
that's with your fingers, right?
No, that's thumb pick.
That's thumb pick, huh?
On
I
a,
love,
on a Hoffman.
I love that opening bass line, buddy.
Well, David Rubinson, the producer of the first album,
Uh-huh.
was all about the bass on that. He said, "Oh man, we got something going here." And I recall talking to David and saying, "You know, I'm writing my own bass lines, and maybe should I get a little credit for writing?" You know, he said, "No, that's your job. That's your job. You don't, you know." But I'm thinking again, come on, David.
That bass line is timeless,
I'm
buddy.
the one that sold this album.
I went to this rehearsal in August of 1971, and it was in San Leandro. And I was just like, I didn't think I was going to get the gig, but I'm not going to miss the opportunity for the audition. So I go there, take my Super Reverb, and drive my dad's old 52 Oldsmobile maybe. No, a Maverick, like that. But I see the guys in the band. I go, oh man, there's Lydia Pense, and there's the drummer. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna let's see if I can do this. And I don't know, I played a couple of songs or something like that, and they seemed to be impressed. But they said, well, okay. So I think I waited a week, and I figured, I had auditioned for the Loading Zone about a year before that, when I was in high school, and that didn't go very well. But I get a call from Rod Alcott. And he goes, yeah, can you come back for one more rehearsal, audition? It's between me and another guy. So I show up to this rehearsal at 6 o'clock or something like that. And the other guy is playing it. And he's playing songs I don't really know yet. And he's in there for 45 minutes, playing all the songs. I'm going to blow this, because I don't know all the songs. I'm sitting there trying to think, see D minor or B flat, 13 feet. I'm going, yes, D minor, B flat, funky on my back. I'm just trying to recall the chords and shit. Anyway, it's silent. Then the guy comes out of the rehearsal studio, the place, and then they say, yeah, come on in, Mike. Put my stuff in there. Like an E-flat jam. Drummer saying in the keys. And I just started jamming. And then horns are playing and they go solo. And I just started whipping out. And then they stopped. I only played for 3 minutes. I felt like I was getting, cheated. I said, the other guy was playing for I didn't say anything, but they go, that's it. Hey, just give us your phone number. I go, oh shit, yeah, so you can call me back and tell me I didn't make it. And so I leave the rehearsal. And it was like about 2 days later, I get a call from Rod Alcott, the bass player. He goes, yeah, man, you got the gig. I went, what the fuck, man? What? And I never get a chance. I finally asked him, years later, I said, what was that deal about why the other guy played for 45 minutes. I only played for 3 minutes. I thought I was getting cheated. He goes, no, man, as soon as we heard you, we knew you were the guy. So the other guy, we had to take him through all the different changes of the songs to see if he was the right guy. As soon as he came in and started playing, he goes, yeah, he's the dude.
Wow.
That was a good feeling.
Well, yeah, congratulations. So did you go on the road right away, or were you recording?
That was interesting. I'm trying to remember this. To me, I don't recall going to a rehearsal. It seemed like he said I think I got a call on the Tuesday. I think it was Thursday we're playing at Keystone, Berkeley. I must have had a rehearsal. But it doesn't seem like that to me. I kind of don't recall. And I did the whole set too. Shop talk, Larry Field's same thing. And I didn't mess up any of the songs. And then Friday was a break. And then Saturday we were playing in Fresno at the Sullen Arena, which is, I never played any place that big before. It's like the Coliseum in Fresno. And it was interesting going to the gig in a limousine. And then I figured we're going to park someplace, we're going to walk in. The door for the goes up and the limousine drives in and there's a stage and we get out. I'm going like, I go, wow, this is different. I go, where's the stage? They go, up there, because you have to walk up these stairs to get the stage really high. Anyway, when I was tuning up and everything, when they came time, like, yeah, we're on now. I walk up the stairs with my guitar and I plug in. Then I look out there. It's like you're standing at the Coliseum stage and you look out, it's all packed. I turn around, there's people behind me hanging over the rails. So the first thing I have to do is plug in my guitar and I cut through this feedback thing. So I'm testing out my guitar going, and the audience goes, ah. I go, what is that? I go, dang. I go, man, I could get used to this.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Love y'all.
Oh, well, let me tell you about the horn players.
Thank you, Matt.
No, they're, we all love the horn players, man. You know, I mean, there was a time when us and Tower Power together, we played a thing on Encores somewhere, we played together, and we had about 15 horns on stage, and it was great, man, you know. I forgot where that was, but yeah, bring them all home. Bring on more horns, more horns.
I used to tell some young students who would want to have, like, you know, stacks and stacks of Marshalls with 1,000 watts of power, and this is it. Look, if you ever have the chance, go find a well-rehearsed big band and get in the, about 15 feet in front of that big band. You will experience a power in your chest and in your ears that you cannot compare to anything else. So, to me, big band music, and that's where I really, with the horn and writing for horn arrangements and strings, that was my love.
one interview, I heard Lydia Pense say that I could think you guys were playing at Pepperland in San Rafael. And Tower of Power and Cold Blood were on the same bill. And during an encore, both horn sections came out on stage. Do you remember that?
That happened. Yeah. We knew each other. East Bay.
Yeah. So there wasn't really a rivalry there then. You guys got along.
Not really. When I recall rehearsing with Cold Blood before Tower of Power had their breakout, really good stuff. And they came over and listened to us in Richmond, California at our rehearsal hall, which is in an industrial center. And they were hanging out with us. But I remember thinking, that we were really hot stuff. And then I heard their breakout album. I said, wow, they have really done it. Boy, it really shocked me. And they were really good. That didn't hurt them. That 16 style or Rocco, no one does that. 16 notes Rocco plays,
Yeah.
David Garibaldi, that combination of Garibaldi and Prestia, one of the finest rhythm sections ever.
You and Gaylord Birch weren't too bad either, buddy.
Gaylord, I preferred Gaylord over Sandy McKee, Cecil Stolte, because he was just good. He was quick study.
Yeah.
I remember when he auditioned, he had already done his homework. I couldn't believe how he just cracked on the drums. Gaylord, he passed early, sickle cell anemia, something like that.
Wow.
Liked him better than Sandy. Sandy was a busy player, genius drummer. Solos and biting the cymbal and all that. And, showman, comedian also. Had us cracked up in hotels all the time. But personally off stage, I didn't like him.
And now I can hear the angels sing. Songs that don't the angels sing. He's such a heavy thing. I can feel my heart just a thumping and a skipping when I'm kissing And now when I'm kissing my love, I feel the blood just a pumping in my veins. When I'm kissing my love, he is such a tender sinner with his own face. He's so good at what he does. All he wanna do is kiss and hug. He's gotta be in love. I can feel my heart just a thumping and a skipping when I'm kissing my love.
We actually played with Sly and the Family Stone at one gig, but he never showed up. That was back then. But I remember at this place where we used to play a lot. It was in Hayward. It was
Frenchie's. Was that the name of the place?
Oh yeah, Frenchie's. Yeah, that was the place that down there in Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played there a lot. Yeah, that used to be the big club happening at that time. Yeah. Frenchie's.
Did you guys do big tours? Did you start to do tours around the country and everything then?
We went out. Yeah, we toured. I think we first went out. At that time, we were under Bill Graham management. That's what it was. And under that management was Santana, Beautiful Day, ourselves, and a lot of San Francisco groups and things like that. So I remember in '69, I think it was, that Santana went out on the road, and they went along and stuff, and they came back home, and we were supposed to go out next out on the road, but I think something happened at that time. There was some political thing going on, so we didn't go.
You told me a very interesting story about why Cold Blood did not play Woodstock. Could you tell us about that, please?
I will share that. We worked for Bill Graham. We were in Bill Graham's stable, Wolfgang Grahanka, and we had equipment and a truck, a bobtail, with a liftgate, and we had it all. When Woodstock came up, Bill Graham was allowed to send two bands. He chose Grateful Dead and Cold Blood. And so, wonderful, great, we're going to Woodstock. Well, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks before Woodstock, something like that, we had all our gear stolen with the truck, and it was all uninsured. And Bill Graham had to keep us in his stable, so he had to eat that money, about $80,000 at that time.
Wow.
And as a result, our punishment was, you're not going to Woodstock. We're going to send Grateful Dead and a little-known band called Santana instead.
Wow.
Pretty much what happened with the Woodstock thing.
That changed the whole course of history for the band of Cold Blood.
It may well have, but when I think about it, had I gone to Woodstock, I'd have probably gotten way off into deep drugs. If it had been if we'd been more successful, I think I might have OD'd. Everything happens for a reason.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, Woodstock would have propelled you guys into a different level.
Yes.
The notoriety from that film, most of the bands that played Woodstock did really well after that. So.
But I remember the first tour we did, we went back east, we went to the Midwest, and it was like for at least a couple of weeks, I remember. And yeah, that was the first time we went out on the road and things like that. But that was an experience. Yeah, and we were in New York in the middle of winter, I think it was. Our plane came in at midnight or some weird thing, and we were all hungry and we wanted to go out and get something to eat in New York, as a matter of fact. And I remember it was so freaking cold, man, and I'd never been to New York before like everybody else, and we were just looking to find a place to eat or something. I'll never forget that. And I was looking, and there was garbage piled up in the streets and stuff. And I'm going, wow, what's going on, And I guess it was garbage day or something. But yeah, New York, that was a trip, man. First time on the road.
Do you remember?
He said, girl, you in bad shape. So you better come back next week and maybe I can figure out something for you. Cause I can't get it from my head at all. Now, hey.
Kind of a bluesy thing. I mean, you've got a good bluesy voice. You sang some on the first record and stuff too. There were some nice blues songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was contributed to a Brandy.
shows that Cold Blood played, what was your most memorable show?
I believe it would be Washington, D.C., at the Washington Monument, about 100,000 people during the Nixon protest era. And they had us booked to play one song only, just one. I wish I knew how it felt to be free.
Right.
Billy Taylor's song, I believe. And we had to follow, I was backstage, and Abby Hoffman is on stage with a sledgehammer, smashing a TV with Nixon's picture on it, you know, and we had to follow him.
Uh-huh.
And play this song. It was very awkward, but I mean, it was the biggest crowd we ever played for.
Right.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say everything that I could say them loud, say them deep, the whole round world too. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bounds that keep us apart. I wish you would know what it means to be yourself. See and agree. Every man should be free. Have it feel to be.
Played with Donnie Hathaway, did you not? Or
Oh, that was the thing. When we first got with Cold Blood in 1971, when we went into pre-production, our producer was Donnie Hathaway. And again, I didn't know who he was then. But, you know, when we were in when we were at he came to the San Leandro studio where I auditioned for Cold Blood. And I never heard him play or anything, but we're all going, yeah, now we're going down to Wally Hyder studio, and we're gonna. And I never been into a studio like that. And Donnie Hathaway, just Steinway piano. He has his hat on, his couch and stuff. Comes in the studio, goes, bling. Okay, let's get started. And we go, yes, sir. I can't do that. And then I did Valdez in the Country. So that's one of my little claim to fame was when I had to play Valdez in the Country. I mean, he's sitting there across from me telling me like these certain chords. Yeah, that's cool, Mike. Yeah, that's cool. How about this? Oh, this one, take that finger off, keep that G on top. Okay. You know, and then this, yeah, okay. Now, yeah, those chords are cool. The rest of the chords are cool. And he goes like, okay, guitar player, kick it off. It's like, hey, can I practice tonight? Come back tomorrow? Nah, I'm fired. We'll get another guy on Sunset Boulevard. Come play this shit. But,
wow.
Yeah,
and that is your signature song, Valdez in the Country.
I mean,
you played that in Tokyo as we were just started with this conversation.
That's true. Good. Thank you for connecting.
That song has served you well all down through the years.
Friend,
you told me Donnie Hathaway had perfect pitch.
Because when I was in the studio, I mean, you know, I could see his chops, and everyone's listening to the guy. And then the headphones, I could hear him like, guitar player, yeah, your E string is slightly flat. He picks out the string, and then his voice goes, he sings me the note. I'm going, Like a roll, give me an E off that Steinberg. I go, man, I guess there ain't anything Mr. Hathaway.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a story!
I was
And
like,
yeah, speaking of Dark, as most people know who are watching this, he committed suicide, or at least that's the story.
yeah, I don't, you know, what's happening? What, I mean, you know, like he came into the studio, he used to always do this hand, like somebody says, like yoga, hand cleansing, exercise. He must have been into some spiritual kind of thing. And then before the session, he wanted organic or natural carrot juice. I don't know what that was all about. And in fact, now that it's legal now, he was saying, you know, back in the day, there was a commercial on TV, like Juan Valdez, the coffee guy.
I remember.
So,
Folgers. Folgers.
Right. Oh, Folgers. So Valdez in the country was, everyone thinks about coffee. And Donnie said, sorry, Donnie, to tell a story now. He said, it's all about some good pie. He said, don't say anything about it. That's what Valdez was about.
That's the country.
I
And
guess.
now the story is told, courtesy of Michael Sasaki, guitarist extraordinaire.
It was after I had my first child, my one and only child, my daughter Danielle. I took a break for a while, and this when we were with Bill Graham's organization at that time. I made the announcement of saying, "Oh, I'm going to quit the band," because I was, you know, I wanted to just stop for a while and take a break. You know, I think it was time for everybody to do that. So I said that. I said, well, it's time. And during that time, in 1981, I had my daughter Danielle.
Like a shotgun, come creeping over the ride. Made me look with a disbelief came streaming from my eyes. My left hand was a downfall. Do you know for sure? But the love I missed and the life I gave, I'm losing there for sure. Time was time, I needed time will be no more. The truth is the game I have seen now. What you got in store? If you could listen to what it says, you'd
Oh,